to some violent content. Parental discretion is advised.
Let's see how many takes it takes to take.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, is that hot tread approved paint you're using there? And my interactions and discussions with a 6-year-old, and hanging out with Jimmy John's employees, and also this week in Melbourne, Florida news. All this and much, much more will be here on Deacon Live, discussed and talked about at great lengths here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? I hope you're doing all right. And the first thing we like to do right out of the box is I could use it. I know my wife can use it right now, and I'll get into that here in just 1 second. It's hands above your head. Big stretch, and whoo, man, another week. We have survived another week with the pandemic, with the riots. I guess they're kind of fading out. For the most part, fading out, and now everyone's sitting around in the rubble going, okay, now what do we do? Let's paint everything. Let's do all this. And we'll dive a little bit more in about that in the show later on. Now, as you heard, my trials and tribulations with my phone. I've got a new phone, so the phone lines are open. You can call us at any time here at the Queen City studio, located in a beautiful little town just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. A beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. You can call us at 407-448-8800. Text us anytime at that same number. Make sure you follow us on all our social contacts as well. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and click on social contacts. You can get all our links and stuff, and you can be cool like all the cool kids in school. Now, one thing, I lost my phone, broke my phone, smashed my phone, anyways, whatever the case may be. My wife, because of the coronavirus and all that stuff, we're strapped to the house. You have to go outside with a mask on, so going to like the local AT&T store was just like a pain in the butt. I'm like going, come on, you can order stuff from Amazon and have it delivered to your house within 2 days or 3 days. I got my new Timberland work boots for the yard, for the French. I've got them on right now. They're a little stiff, but I mean, we ordered them on Sunday and I got them today being Wednesday. And in the process of ordering stuff online, hey, babe, let's get a new phone. Let's do the whole package. Let's do the whole deal. Let's get your phone and my phone and sign up with AT&T again and renew our plans and renew our options and all that stuff. So she did. She sat down all day Sunday. She went through the whole rigmarole with the salesperson, 1-800-AT&T-FU is what it should be called. And they said, okay, we'll give you the S10 and we'll do all this stuff and we can, 2-year plan and you can pay for the phones that are normally like $200, but, you can do a $5 a month charge. And then if you fill out the contact and blah, 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 and then the cell phone mumbo jumbo jingle that goes on with that. So the phones come in, and my wife goes, and she's on the phone all the time anyways because of her job. It's very work-related. So she knows the ins and outs of how to talk to someone that's on the other line and to get her message to that person she's a tech person. So she knows, are you with research and development? Are you with sales and she said something this morning. I was like going, how the hell did you know that? She's like, I know. Mouth me. I know these things. Okay, that's fine. So the phones come in and the salesperson said, all you have to do is call our customer service line and they will switch over your old phone, basically your old number, to these new phones. And then, they'll set you all up and you flip out the SIM cards. I don't know how it works. My wife does. And she does all that stuff. So the phones come in first thing this morning, 8 o'clock, actually 9 o'clock, because she said, I got to sign on for work and do all my stuff. And so she signs on at 9 o'clock in the morning. And, we're up at crack of dawn anyways, but, because of California. Anyways, I'm like getting into that what time she signs on. But she signs on. And she's like, okay, well, I don't have any big meetings for a little bit. I got some little paperwork and stuff to do. So let me call AT&T to register our phones or whatever she has to do. 3.5 hours later, it's still not resolved. Well, I say it's not resolved. It's resolved now. But the first person she got on the customer service, hello, I am Juliet. And may I have the phone number that you're calling about? And my wife, I can hear her on the phone. She's like, it's, 407, blah, 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 and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And oh, I don't have any record of it. What do you mean you don't have any record? I don't have any record of anything. Well, what you need to do, and the charge is going to be the phones that they sent up. And we went round and round. And, well, I say we. I'm sitting on the we got these yoga balls, little bouncy yoga balls, just so I can sit on them and kind of like when I talk to her. They don't take up much room in the office, so you just kind of sit on them. I rock on them, bounce up and down and stuff while she's sitting on the phone. And I'm sitting there back and forth. She's like, cut it out. Stop it. I'm on the phone. Okay. And the ball goes, so what's going on? Well, and she puts the phone on mute. I'm now being passed off to the advanced technician. Oh, who were we talking to before? The entry-level technician? You would want every technician that you talk to at AT&T customer service to, that's it. The bar stops here or the buck stops here. The bar starts somewhere else. And I'm the only one you need to talk to. I know exactly what's going on. I know the ins and outs. And so she went on finally got the supervisor, which is, I don't know how many levels of call center she had to go through over there in India, and finally got everything worked out. We're good. And here's the best part. So the supervisor said, go ahead and box those phones up that we just sent you and send them back to us. And when we get them, we'll send you the new phones already. All you have to do is turn them on and plug them in, and they're ready to go. Not like these. We had to do the whole setup and stuff. And my wife goes, no, that's not how it works. We need these phones. She's like, my husband needs a phone to do his business and stuff. And the podcast is my business. And my wife needs to have outside contact with the outside world because, we have friends and family up in New York and they've got brand new babies and, older great grandmothers. There's people living they're coming into this world and slowly going out of this world. We need to make sure that we can keep in contact with these people that are living on both edges of our lifespans or their lifespans. So we need to make sure that we have contact with all these people. No, my wife goes, listen here. As her neck's rolling around, she says, when you guys will send us the new phones already set up, ready to go. And when we get these phones, we will make sure that they work. It's kind of like a weird drug deal, like over the phone stuff. Show me the money, show me the goods, show me the money, show me the goods. You sit there at what do they call it? A Mexican standoff. Oh God, that's racist. No, it happened. It's a Mexican standoff. So when we get our Mexican standoff phones in, then we will send our goods to them. We'll box them up and all that stuff and pull the SIM cards out and, what do they do a magnetizer or something? I swipe them. I'm like, babe, I already signed in. I've got text messages from people all over the world already that I'm responding. She's like, don't worry about it. It's saved to your whatever account, that whatever you upload to the cloud, and the cloud always has the upload and all that stuff, which is great. Everything's working. So when the phones come in, we'll ship the old ones out. And everything's done. But Jesus, you want to talk about, you can order a Taiwanese 100% real sex doll from Wish and it be here within 4 weeks. Now, granted, because it comes from overseas, no problems, no questions, no nothing. No, send it here. You order a phone, a regular phone. They're a dime a dozen here in the whole United States. The kiosks, the brick and mortar stores, which are now, I assume they're going to go away. Maybe that's the only thing keeping these brick and mortar cellular phones places open, is that you can actually physically go in there and talk to someone who actually speaks your language for the most part. So, I mean, everything's fine, everything's good. But I'll tell you what, if they improve that customer service, which I don't see them doing that in the future, it's one hand not telling what the left not telling what the right's doing. And as long as it's got to be shipped overseas, and I understand AT&T outsourcing and all that stuff, and Samsung's from Korea. Is it Korea? I think it's Korea. It's Korean. Yes, it is Korean. Which I don't mind. I love Samsung phones. I love the Android system. It works smoothly between all my applications here at the radio station. Stuff it works very fine. Very fine, very good. I'm well, good, all done better. So phones are up and running. So you can call us at any time at 407-448-8800 and text us live anytime in the Queen City studio at that same number. And, oh man, when we get back into the program here, and I'm going to dive into it a little bit deeper, the news cycle is lightening up. The news cycle is getting a little bit lighter. I hope you guys are realizing that. It's not so dun dun dun, coronavirus, dun dun dun, riots in the cities and riots in the streets. And I'm going to dive into that here a little bit into the show. We'll dive into that here a little bit into the show. Well, you're listening to Deacon Live. How about that? Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard Serenity Pure, and you heard a couple songs from her last couple podcasts ago. This is one song that I personally like. It's called Sick of It, and her music tries to inspire people from different flows and bring you different flows to your ear. She's a little girl. I say she's a little girl. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard Serenity Pure, and this is another song that she has put out called Sick of It. I like it. She had another song called Not a Cute Look that we've been playing here on the station, and this is another song of hers that I personally like. I asked her, do you mind if I play it? And she's like, no, go right ahead. And it's called Sick of It. Now, she's from Brooklyn, New York, and you can find her on SoundCloud, Spotify, all the streaming websites and stuff, and you can also hear her here on Prophet Radio. If you go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, you can catch out her stuff being played there on a regular basis, and make sure you follow her on all her social networks as well. Now, I had a conversation the other day with a child. Now, granted, hold on. Before I dive into all this stuff, let me explain something to you. So next door, our neighbors, we live on a ranch. We have 20 some odd acres here. I've explained a million times. It's almost, rolls off my tongue without me thinking about it. Over 200 yards to the right-hand side of the property, I've got a single family home that lives over there, and probably another 200 to 300 yards on the other side of the property. I've got a single family home that lives there. Now on that side of the property, they just moved in. They moved in probably about 3-4 years ago. I lost count. But they have 6 children, which is fine. I mean, hey, you know what? And he's younger than me. Oh God, here we go. Why don't have any grandkids? Ma, shut up. So one of their, there is something to be said when you have an older brother, older sibling, or something like that. So when you have children, you have an older one, and then you have 2 about the same age to each other, brother and sister within, 2 years apart from each other. So as they grow up, they kind of grow up together. Well, the one child that I was talking to, their second youngest child, he is 6 years old. And I think he must have been he could have been 4. He was old enough to walk around and talk. So I don't know how old he is. He's between the age of 6 and 9. So let's put it that way. And he's got an older sister that's probably 1 to 2 years older than he is. Now, of course, when you're 9, 10 years old, maybe he's 10 years old. I think he just turned 10. And the older sister's 2 years older than you kind of, it's a female thing. The female wants to be a female and not hang around, like tomboy style. She doesn't want to hang around and be with the younger brother, get off me, I'm trying to be a girl and you go be a boy somewhere type thing. So he's kind of lost on the property. I see him running around, and I'll walk out there. Man, he knows exactly what time of the day I come out of the house to go do my stuff and what time I'm walking around. It's almost like I'm punching a clock for him. As soon as I walk out the garage and I get on the little side-by-side Ranger to go down and do some stuff, as soon as I back out, Hi, Mr. Deacon. Hey, I don't know if he's outside all day long, but nonetheless, he's out there. But he's by himself, and I feel bad for him. I say it, I feel bad for him. The whole family, for the most part, has been homeschooled. When they get to a certain a grade level, then they go on to high school and they go on to college, and they got a couple kids that are now going into college, and everyone's moving around. All the pieces on the chess piece are moving around, and they go to church every Sunday, which is great. That's awesome. Well, now they can start going back to church, but I mean that's their outside world. That's their outside contact, and they've got groups of kids that they go on field trips with, homeschooling and stuff like that. So the other day, he must have been really, really bored to come over and talk to me, right? So he comes over and he said something. We've got a produce stand out there. It's not doing very well. Normally, every year, you guys know that we put a produce stand. Anything we have extra that we can't physically eat or consume it on the property here, we put a produce stand out. And it's basically donations only. Here's some corn, here's some black eyed peas, here's, green beans, here's some whatever we're growing. It goes out on the table, and there's like a little donation bucket. I don't care if you donate or not. It's just out there for the people in the area. Well, this year, everything's been sitting out there and kind of rotting a little bit. So I'm out there messing around with it and kind of throwing the stuff to the ponies and the horses and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm going through the produce stand. He comes over and he goes, Mr. Deacon? Yes. What do you want? Do you want to come over? I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea there. I'm like, why? He goes, I want to show you my garden. I'm like, well, I'm kind of busy right now. Can you show me later? I got some stuff to do and things like that. Okay. So then he goes away and he comes back. He goes, are you ready to come over yet? And I go, no. I said, and why do you want me to come see your garden? And then this comes out of his mouth. He goes, I don't know. Because you're mean? Whoa. Hold on a minute. Because I'm mean? I said, what did you say? He goes, what do you think I said? Oh, shit. I said, you said you thought I was mean. He goes, yeah, why did you ask me that? If you knew what I said. I said, I wanted to make sure you knew what you said to me. And he goes, do you want to come over and look at my garden? I'm like, I don't think I want to come over to your garden right now. So what's going through my mind right now is, like I said, this child has his brothers and sisters and stuff, and he's got his church family and his school family, and there's we're not living in a neighborhood. We're not living where kids, bicycle their stuff up and down the road. No, we're on a busy 2-lane industrial road. All the properties are set back and stuff. So there's no one really for him to play with other than coming over, hi, Mr. Deacon. So I'm thinking, well, where did he learn this? Where did he learn that because I didn't want to do something, because I'm in the middle of doing something else, that he assumed, he attached the word mean, that I am mean to me, that I'm a mean person. So we just kind of sat there and thought about it and whatever. I go, I was kind of put off a little bit, and I said, you know what? I know you're young, I know you're naive and stuff. I said, but I'm thinking, where did he learn that? Where did he learn that I'm mean? Everyone's screaming at their devices, going, "You are mean, you little bastard, Deacon. You are a son of a bitch." I know I am, but he shouldn't know that. He shouldn't know that word. He shouldn't know that terminology. He shouldn't know that feeling. But he did. He expressed it. I don't know if he realized what he expressed, because I called him out on it and he kind of backpedaled a little bit. So then, I'm working on, this couple hours later. Of course, kids' short-term memory. We go down to the end of I go down to the end of the property, and I'm feeding the horses and moving stuff around in the barn. And he comes over, and we start talking about his garden. I'm like, so what are you growing over there? And he's like, oh, this and that. He's not saying this and that. He's telling me, I'm cluing him out. Closing him out. I'm just listening. And I said, well, I saw your mom out there the other day. I said, she's picking all the zucchini and stuff. And he's like going, yeah, but she's not feeling well. Oh, really? What's wrong with her? Oh, she's sick. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. Honestly, I said, I'm sorry to hear that, because she is, she's got a house full of kids and trying to run the house while the Pops, his dad is creating a living or creating a lifestyle for him, which is fine. I mean, that's what they do. That's, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But then he goes to me as he leaves. I said, well, bud, I got some more stuff to do. I'm going to put my headphones back on because you keep interrupting stuff that I'm doing. And he goes, Mr. Deacon, can you pray for my mom? I said, do you want me to pray for your mom? And he goes, yeah. I go, why do you want me to pray for your mom? I thought I was mean. No. So he's thought about it, so it sunk in. And then he goes, actually, I said to him, I said, well, who am I supposed to pray to? And he looked at me like I asked him the stupidest question, like, what is your name type thing. He goes, you know who? And I'm like, no, I don't. Tell me, who am I supposed to pray to? And he goes, the Lord, like, duh. And I said, and this threw him for a loop. And I go, okay, who's Lord? And he kind of looked at me like I asked him something that he's never heard that before. He's never had anyone, throw it out there for him. And he's like, there's only one. I said, oh, okay, sorry. Just checking on you. Just making sure. I don't know what goes on over there. Maybe you're like, But he said there's only one. I said, okay, I'll go with it. Sure, no problem. I said, I don't think you want me praying for anyone. I said, my prayers are kind of tainted. And he goes, what does that mean? I said, nothing, never mind. I said, I got to go, bud, just kind of cut it off because I'm spiraling down I'm talking to 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm spiraling down a wrong staircase here. Highway to heaven, highway to hell, staircase to heaven. So he gets, kind of embarrassed that I've asked him to do that and stuff, which it's bold for him to say, to someone that he completely does not know, sorta, to pray for his mom. So he's leaving the property. Now it's fresh cut pastures and stuff. So now all the grasshoppers and bugs are popping out all over the place. So, he grabs a grasshopper and kills it, like in his hand, like Jeffrey Dahmer style, like before he started eating people, just, threw it on the ground. And he grabbed another one. I said, dude, what are you doing? He goes, I'm killing bugs. And I'm like I said, here you are asking me to pray for your mom, and then you're walking away from my property, killing bugs on my property. I said, what am I supposed to do? I said, let those things live. Let them live. And he kind of like, oh shit. He didn't say oh shit. He probably said something else, but got on his little bike and pedaled off and took off. And I was just like going, God, can I talk to some adults, please? Can I have conversations with adults that at least understand or somewhat understand the world around them? And most adults don't. And we'll get into that here a little bit more. I just thought it was a very difficult situation, very difficult conversation that I had with the child next door, which is, I'm fine with it. Everything's cool. He comes over the next day like, it's a brand new day and it's Groundhog's Day. He never, yesterday didn't happen type deal. All right, when we come back, we'll get into the show here a little bit more, and we'll be kind of light and fluffy a little bit. Don't lose your head over it. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Give us a call anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time in the Queen City studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks and stuff. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, and you can follow all our social links and everything from there as well. Now, we're just coming out of the 4th of July weekend. You guys do okay? You got all your fingers, 10 fingers, 10 toes, or whatever you started out your life with? Do you still have them? going into the 4th of July weekend. Now, one thing that, we heard a lot of fireworks and stuff around here, and there's a crazy video from California where the governor of California said everyone stay in, and there's like a drone footage of the whole entire Los Angeles area with all the fireworks and stuff, which is great. Hey, you know what, 4th of July, celebrate it and stuff. I don't know, I didn't really look to see what Orlando was doing as far as their videos. They were going to replay some old videos of fireworks, which is kind of weird in itself. Now, one thing that you do on 4th of July, being that it's on a Saturday, is you drink, you party, you like to party. Now, if you're not following this Facebook page and you're a big party thrower, I don't want to say drinker, big party thrower, and you like a lot of mixed drinks, do me a favor, go on over to Tipsy Bartender and tell him DeaconLive sent you. And I want you guys to watch this video here. This guy is making a 5-gallon thing of, you remember Hunch Punch? What was Hunch Punch when you were growing up? I remember stealing stuff from my mom and dad's liquor cabinet, which was on the floor for some reason. It was like floor level. Hello? Hide it from your kids. And I would make those sippy cups, those Gatorade squirt sippy cups. Not sippy cups, the squirter things that the football players wear or use. And I used to fill them up with wine and whatever, and we'd go out spring break. I think I was like 16, 17 years old. Oh, that's where it all started. Yeah, that's where it all started. And I'd be hammered and stuff. My knees be all sunburnt and stuff. You just pound everything in there and then throw some fruit in there, and it tasted good. So that's kind of like Hunch Punch. Now, here's the professional version of Hunch Punch. This is a 5 gallons, and we use 12 bottles of Everclear, vodka, rum, and tequila, and then they did a whole bunch of fruits and stuff. So if you're watching this, you can watch this video. Every podcast that we do, we have a little section called Under the Tent. We have a live video from every podcast we do. You guys can watch it in real time as we're talking about it here on the podcast. So here you go. This is from the Tipsy Bartender. Like them on Facebook. Tell them DeaconLive sent you. Here you go.
5 gallons. Grab my Everclear. We got 3 bottles of Everclear here. Good to go.
That's in fast time.
And what that Everclear allows is for me to have my fruits marinate in the juices of hair.
So he's got sliced oranges, sliced pineapples, and sliced strawberries, and he's chucking it in the 5 gallon. Now this water jug, the 5 gallon water jug, is like what you have at the water cooler, but this one is an upside down. Like the screw top is on top. Like normally you flip the thing upside down or flip it over into the water, but this one's got a spout on the bottom, so you can fill it up from the. Well, you can see that on the video.
The devil don't even drink that. Too strong. Hey, devil, like some Everclear? No, homeboy.
He said the
Jesus,
devil won't even drink this.
Get all our fruits in there. And guys, you can leave this and let this sit, like, not that long, because the infusion can take place quick. Everclear's so strong. You can let that sit in there and just infuse. Get a nice little mix going. Now, once you got that, now we coming behind with our vodka here. Ha!
So 3 bottles of vodka.
What is a party without tequila? Huh?
3 bottles of
Something
tequila.
Grandma goes to, okay? Tequila!
And none of this is
Granny,
top shelf, by the way.
Used to drink tequila back in the day. Next, Jack Sparrow in the house with the rum.
These are probably all sponsors of the Tipsy Bartender.
Pineapple juice. All right.
He's got the big tin thing of Dole.
You
know
want
the
to
Dole
shake this up before you pour it in, okay,
pineapple
guys?
juice.
This has this tendency to settle in the bottom. OJ.
He didn't do it.
Now, guys, there's way more alcohol in this than mixer, okay? So, expect when you drink this to start sweating and breaking out. No. It's not a virus, okay? It's the punch. All right.
Now he's got 1 gallon jug
Keep
of
watching
Hawaiian
this, guys.
Punch.
Watch this bottle, guys. Watch this bottle. Bang! Bang! Okay.
And he fills it right up to the top. Right up to the top. So he's got this 5 gallon jug. He's timed it out perfectly, fruit and all. And he's going to give a little speech here, so pay attention because it's kind of funny.
You all always always messaging me, I'm having a party for 200 people, okay? And I will make Scooby snacks. How much do I need? What do I look like? Huh? A calculator? An abacus? Okay, I can't really spell that, but it's them things that you slide. Okay, guys, you just have to do the math, the size of the container, and how much you putting in. Convert it all to the same. Convert this to gallons, that to gallons, or this to liters, that to liters, or milliliters, and so on. Okay, and it's good to go.
So there you go. He's telling you, do the ratio and stuff. And that's the Tipsy Bartender. You can find them on Facebook. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I love watching their stuff because they do some crazy stuff with like Jello shots and things that get you kind of moving, motivated. So one thing that's getting people out there moving and motivated is the whole Black Lives Matter, the whole Black Lives movement and stuff. And what you're seeing now is a lot of people out there, a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of municipalities are painting the Black Lives murals on the floor, on the streets, on the ground thing that everyone drives on. Now that's great. I mean that's awesome. You paint it all day long. You do Main Street and, First and Main and all that stuff. You can do all that. One thing that I worry about is when you're painting all this stuff, being a Home Depot employee for many, many years and retiring after 20 some odd years, one of my things was I worked in the paint department. And I worry about when they do murals and stuff. If you ever painted your garage floor, this is where I'm going here. You ever painted your garage floor? And one of the things they say when you buy garage floor paint is to acid etch your garage floor and then, let it dry and then paint and then let that cure for 24 hours and then to the touch, but don't park your car on it for 30 days. Now they're out there in the streets painting the road essentially with all these different colors and stuff. Now, I don't know if they've got, industrial strength paint for driveways or paint for your hot tire on your car. It's rolling down. You've driven from, New York to Virginia, and you come across one of these Black Lives Matter streets, and you stop on it, and you've got hot tires. You know what happens? That paint, if it's not the correct paint, will melt and seep into your tires. So I'm wondering how, and this is me, this is the technical part of me. How are they painting these roads and these murals and stuff, and within a month, 2 months, it's going to be gone? I mean, granted, you ever seen when they paint the lines for the crossing and the the crosswalk and stuff, how thick that paint is? I don't think they're I just see people out there doing rollers and some Black Lives Matter, and then over here, Martin Luther over there, Samuel L. Jackson over there, all those people in the mural, which is great. I think that's awesome. Spread the word, literally spread the word. But I worry about what paint they're using. Because I don't want to drive over it. Not that I would think that would be kind of lack of respect to drive over it, but if you drive over it with your hot tires, guess what's happening? The paint's coming off. Or you could do what these people did in Martinez County out in California. Police seek two white people who were seen vandalizing the Black Lives Matter mural. I'm not surprised it happened, says the mural's organizer, Justin Gomez. I'm surprised on how bold they chose to be. The police in Martinez, California, said on Sunday they were looking for two white people. They were seen vandalizing the Black Lives mural less than an hour after it was painted in front of the local courthouse on Sunday. The community spent a considerable amount of time putting the mural together, only to have it painted over in a hateful and senseless manner, the chief said, chief of police. The city of Martinez values tolerance, and damage to the mural was divisive and hurtful. Videos posted on social media show a white woman using a roller with black paint to cover the letters B and L in Black Lives Matter, while a white man records onlookers yelling for them to stop. The mural in yellow paint in the middle of the street spells out Black Lives Matter in all capital letters. Now, here's the thing. The man who can be seen video wearing a red cap and a red shirt reads Trump 4 more years and can be heard saying, "We're sick of this narrative. The narrative of the police is brutality, the narrative of oppression, narrative of racism. It's a lie. It's all a lie." The man was also recorded going to the car and grabbing some more black paint, and the woman uses 2 expletives, basically saying, "Keep this shit in New York City," adding it, "This shit ain't gonna happen in my town," is what she said. So at one point the man says, "Keep America great again." So they're painting over there in Martinez County, and here's the picture of it. I'll blow it up a little bit for you so you can see it. This couple, he's got a red shirt on, red hat, she's got a red shirt on, red dress, and they're painting over the Black Lives Matter. It's a lot of paint to do that, and I don't know if that's going to... I'm worried about it seeping into my tires. I worry about when I'm driving down the highway and I see paint on the road, and that a paint bucket has fallen out of a truck or something. Some paint guy didn't put the paint bucket in the truck, and it spills out all over the road. Well, have you ever been behind someone like that? Well, it's forever to get it out of your tires, get out of your car, and that's all I'm worried about. I just make sure everyone's safe. Make sure everyone's safe and doing what they're doing safely. When we come back, we'll dive into everyone else trying to be safe and trying to, everyone's trying to change a lot of things, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Ooh, I did not. If you want a 100% real live dashboard on the coronavirus and things happening now in the news, what's real, what's not real, go to COV. Are you worried about all the things happening with coronavirus? Well, right now, as of June 2020, there's a website where you can find all these information in real time. NCOV2019.tv is a live dashboard that provides all updates on the coronavirus worldwide, right down to your location. Go to NCOV2019.tv for all your information in real time. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard Los Music and PAT, Louisiana's Finest, and their new single called My Friend Hip Hop. And they've got a new album out, just released on June 19th. Check them out. The album is called Inside the People. It is, it's a great album, great songs on them, and it's an old school hip hop feel, and I like all the lyrics, I like all the stuff. It makes you feel comfortable when you listen to, I say comfortable. It's got a nice party groove to it. Everyone can get along with it, everyone's good, great sound, and that's Los Music and Pat, Louisiana's Finest, and their new song called My Friend Hip Hop. Now, something I'm going to buy online that's going to be my new friend is this instrument right here. Now, here on the ranch, we had this property was founded, God knows how many years ago, but the guy who actually owned it in the 50s and 60s, it was all cattle land. And then from there, he divided up in acreage and parcels and stuff. And there's a lot of like old, when we go digging out there on the ranch, we'll come across like old cow bones and necks and spines and hooves, and no steer heads or anything like that. But one thing we do come across are the old pop top cans where you actually pull the key off of the top, when you drink the beer and stuff. This thing right here, if you're watching this, let me make sure I got the right video up. This thing right here is kind of cool. I saw it on the Facebook feed and stuff. It's called the Ghost Swing. And the Ghost Swing actually removes the whole entire lid off of the can. It's kind of got like these groove cutters all the way around it. You're watching here, Ghost Swing. And removes the whole entire the top of the can so you can pour your beer out or drink it like out of a cup type thing, and it makes it open and stuff. So Ghost Swing, check them out. Right now, it's on sale for $22.99, so check them out. I saw that, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Now, something that's not cool, man, not cool. Young lady was jogging in Melbourne, Florida, And when I say Melbourne, Florida, that's like the Tampa St. Pete area. It's on the west coast of Florida. It's the Gulf of Mexico. No one likes the Gulf of Mexico. Where are we at? In the ocean? What ocean? The Gulf of Mexico? That's not the ocean. That's the Gulf. It's like the trap pool. It's a cesspool of the oceans, two oceans. Anyway, that's a joke in Florida. A human head was found on the side of the road in Melbourne, Florida. St. Petersburg police, a woman was jogging on Tuesday morning, discovered a human head on the side of the road and on the Florida road. The head was found in the grassy area between the sidewalks and the edge of 38th Street between 31st and I don't know what these streets are. 34, doesn't matter. Investigating the head found on the side of the road, policewoman Yolanda, I don't want her to click on that. Yolanda Fernandez said investigators couldn't find immediately, and policewoman Yolanda Fernandez said investigators couldn't immediately determine the person's gender or race. Investigators said they do not think the victim died at the scene. The jogger told the police that she did not see anything on Sunday when she was jogging through, and didn't see it on Monday. And then Tuesday she saw the head on the side of the road. So maybe it was in the woods and an animal brought it out. You know, you always look for those, what they call turkey vultures, looking for dead animals and stuff. So yeah, this head it's still, no one knows if it's a male or female, just decomposed. So it's got to be kind of bad, I guess, if it was, how would you like that? If you're jogging every day and you're running down the street and all of a sudden there's a head who wasn't there. Hey, that wasn't there the other day. Another thing that happened this week in Melbourne, Florida news, 3 sawfish up to 12 feet long discovered in the Indian River, which is the Gulf of Mexico again, over in Melbourne Beach. And if you're watching this on the Under the Tent video, I'll play the video here in just one sec. 3 giant small-toothed sawfish were captured on video by Michael Alvarez next to the dock in the shallow water of the Indian River in Melbourne Beach. Never thought I would see one of these, he said. The best part is he captured all 3 of them with a rough measurement of at least 12 and a half feet long. Now, sawfish, it's Florida, all that stuff. No, you don't understand. Historically, sawfish were a common sight on the coast of Florida. However, because they become less common because of overfishing and stuff, these are actually almost endangered. They're very, very rare to see a sawfish. So if you want to see a sawfish in shallow water, watch this video.
This thing is massive.
You need to go get Bridget.
Holy shit. Look at this thing. Huge.
And he's in probably about 2-3 feet of water.
Bridget would lose her mind. This thing is massive.
You need to go get Bridget. Go get Bridget.
Holy shit.
And it's a sawfish.
Look at this thing. Huge.
Cartoons have been drawn about him. It's a shark, basically a shark with a big long saw. His nose looks like a friggin' chainsaw. And this guy captured it over in the Melbourne Indian River area. Let's see what this video shows.
Look at that. There we go.
Yep, there they go. We're out of here.
Hopefully they're mating and not fighting.
So 3 sawfish in the Melbourne area. That's kind of cool. You know, if it's part of history. It's like, you know, people come to Florida and they freak out when, you know, I want to see an alligator. And then you see an alligator like, ooh, that's cool. Meanwhile, the people in Florida go, ooh, that's every day for us. But sawfish aren't every day. So yeah, 3 sawfish. Swordfish. No, it's not a swordfish. That's the one with the long point. This actually has the teeth or the ridges all the way around. All right, we come back. We lost a couple things, and we're losing a couple things in the southern region, and I'll get into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Proper Radio. I'll be right back. Get your Card Keeper app now. What's a Card Keeper app? Well, I'll tell you. You know all those birthday cards, anniversary cards, save the date cards that are stuck to your refrigerator? What do you do with them when you're done with them? Sometimes you throw them away. You feel bad about throwing them away. Well, feel bad no more. Grab the Card Keeper app. That's Card Keeper with a K. And you can take a photo of them, download them on this unlimited cloud space, and you can save all your cards from here on out. What's the difference between downloading this and just saving them on your phone? Well, the Card Keeper app actually separates them based on occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, wedding dates, save the dates, business meetings, stuff like that. Get your Card Keeper app now. Go to ProfitRadio.com, click on the Card Keeper app icon, and download yours now. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Give us a call anytime at 407-448-8800. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks. And the way you do that is go to Profit Radio, Prophet Radio, and click on the social contacts and follow us on all those links as well. You just heard the Richmond Band and their new song, Remington. My wife really, I'm telling you right now, my wife really digs this song. She's like, I want to hear more. I said, well, babe, you know what? Go to the Richmond Band Facebook page and click on them and like them. She's like, oh, man, they've got this great sound. They've got this real nice, easy, mellow groove to them, and I like them as well. So, Richmond Band, you won my wife over, and that's a hard win because she's very picky about her music. I like that. Oh, my God. No, she's fine. She doesn't sound like that. Or does she? I want my AT&T phone fixed. Fix it now. All right, well, yes, ma'am. I will you fix your phone. All right, well, that's early in the program. Now, we talked about last week about Dixie Chicks changing their name from Dixie Chicks to the Chicks. Nobody cares. But you know what? The world, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, this man right here has made an impact on country music and just music in general. And that's this man right here. Charlie Daniels has passed away at the age of 83. And in my opinion, he is the last, I posted it on Facebook. He's the one who kept Dixie in country music. And I say Dixie, and I use Dixie as a term as far as music, the sound, like hip-hop, like R&B, like rock, like grunge, that type stuff. He's the one who kept country music true to its country roots. And if you listen to his songs, they're nothing but about drinking beer, effing women, and sitting on a bar stool. And that's the best thing about country music. You know, 3 things that we like doing. You know, most country people like doing. Yeah, you like effing your sister. No, stop. That's a horrible joke in itself. But yeah, country legend Charlie Daniels has passed away. R.I.P. Something else that, everyone's taking down the Confederate flag. A lot of counties, a lot of cities, municipalities are taking down a lot of the statues and stuff. They're being forced to take down the statues, and they're being forced to take down a lot of stuff that has to deal with the Confederate flag or anything that has to deal with the South. Now, an Illinois museum says the Dukes of Hazzard car with the Confederate flag will stay in the museum. A Northern Illinois auto museum has no plan of stopping displaying the Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard television show. This is going to be great for editing. Statues of the Confederate generals and soldiers are being taken down across America. NASCAR has banned the flag in all its races, and the Confederate emblem is now being removed from the Mississippi flag. We feel that the car is part of history, and people love it. Museum Director Brian Grams told the newspaper, "We've got people of all races and nationalities that remember the TV show and aren't offended by it whatsoever. It's a piece of history in this museum. Since the museum acquired it in 2005, it says it's the last surviving 1969 Charger from the first season of the television program." Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to give you a little Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know if you want it or not, but you're listening to the show, so here you go. There is a switch. If you watch a lot of the car jumping, there was I think they used a 67 and then a 68, and the bodies were totally different. So if you see a jump, the headlights are a little different, and when it lands, the headlights are completely different. They had to scrap every car that jumped. Every car that you saw jump in every single episode was scrapped They're garbage. They were worthless. So if this is a surviving car from the 1969 Chevy Chargers, hey, there you go. Hey, Duke, I didn't really watch the Dukes of Hazzard. It really wasn't my thing. It wasn't my shtick. It was a little, in my opinion, watching it was a little lowbrow. My dad watched it, if that means anything to you. I was more of a, I used to watch. I used to have to sneak in my uncle's room because my uncle lived with us. I used to sneak in there and have to watch, not Chico and the Man. What's the other one? The Sanford and Son. I used to watch them all the time. I used to watch all those shows. All the shows that my dad did not like. He didn't like those shows. My dad would watch Rockford Files. My dad would watch what's the other one? I don't know. There's a bunch of other shows. Oh, Starsky and Hutch. I never watched those shows. I watched the ones I thought were funny. I thought they were great. I used to love like Sanford File. The Sanford and Son. Jeffersons, I used to watch those, and I could recite every single episode, and I loved them. They were funnier than the other shows that were made for mainstream. Now, something that I don't know if you want to take this as funny or not, I took it as just 3 kids playing around during the COVID pandemic and had absolutely nothing to do. Now, a bunch of idiots were, and that's kind of a bold statement in this article. A bunch of idiots working at the Jimmy John's shop in Georgia are out of a job after a handful of them made a noose out of their bread dough and then hanged themselves. Now, hold on one sec. Hold on. Before you get out of control, here's the video. So they've taken like the bread, because you have to bake the bread and stuff, and they've rolled it out, and they've made like this noose. And it's three or four white guys at Jimmy John's, and he's spreading the noose over his head. And he just kind of...
Jimmy Gallo, you said you have disrespected our Lord and Nick.
And he said, you disrespected our Lord and Savior. Expect to die. That's all he says. That's all he says. There was nothing racist about the whole thing. But Jimmy John said, we will not tolerate this kind of insensitivity to race or race relations as far as like hanging or mock lynching is what they're saying. And in my opinion, I didn't think it was a... You made it what you made it, essentially is what I'm saying. Now, granted, I'm being very, very bold or very, very open as far as my thoughts on that. If you hang someone, let's say you hang someone in Australia, do they think of the slavery things that happen here in the United States? No. If you hang someone in England, a lot of kings, a lot of queens, a lot of the prominent party, the royal parties and stuff, throughout the whole entire Europe and stuff, were either hanged or guillotined. So here in the United States, that was the death sentence for a lot of people. Now, I'm not making excuses for these kids as far as taking it and saying, okay, hanging, you must be talking about black people. You must be talking about race. You must be talking about slavery. No, they're not. They're just making a noose and hanging it up. But what do? If you're protesting the government, I guarantee you, when you protest the government, do you know what effigy is? When you hang someone in effigy, you're hanging someone because you're protesting them. You wish they were dead. So if you might see Trump hanging like a stuffed doll with a rope around, that's hanging an effigy. You're hanging someone because you just want them dead. These guys were just making a bread dough rope and putting it around their cells and just kind of hang. They didn't say anything about race. They didn't say anything about, we're better than you, you're better than us, or anything like that. And they got fired. So I would just fire them for playing around with the goddamn food. How about that? Let's start there. Instead of just jumping into the garage door, has a rope on it that looks like a noose. I'm offended. I'm out of here. See ya. When we come back, we'll get into what you should be watching on Netflix and some shows you might have forgotten about that are now streaming on Netflix. So stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Prophet Radio. Make sure you follow the songwriters. Hold on. Make sure you follow the Songwriters Association podcast hosted by Steve Lane. He brings you news, educational material, songwriters, music, discussion, and indie and major label artists, industry. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow the Songwriters Association podcast hosted by Stephen Lane. He brings you news about educational material, songwriters, and music. He discusses a lot of stuff with indie and major artists and industrial and the industry's executives. A lot more, and you can find them. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow the Songwriters Association podcast hosted by Steve Lane. He brings you news, educational material, songwriters, music, discussions with indie and major artists, along with the industry's executives, and a whole lot more. That's the Florida Songwriters Association podcast, hosted by Steve Lane. Need him for more information, go to profitradio.com and click on the links there as well. Now, one thing before I let you go, we got a couple things I want to talk about. Parkwood High School here in Union County. Now, this is literally like right down the road from us. Parkwood High School will no longer be called the Rebels. Why? Why are they not being called the Rebels? And I was worried about this. You know, when people saw the rebel flag and all that stuff, they're like, oh, they're rebels. Rebel, it terms itself as just a rebellion against anything. You know, are we going to ban Pee Wee Herman because I'm a loner, Dottie? I'm a rebel. Is that a bad word? Is a rebel a bad word? And they say, well, the statue of the Confederate soldier is called Little Rebel. Well, that's because a rebel, its term is it's a protest against a certain type of order. That you're a rebel. I'm a rebel. So right now, another Union County school in Monroe High changes its mascot from the Rebels to the Red Hawks in 1995. It was previously called the Rebels. Now, are we going to get rid of Billy Idol's song, The Rebel Yell? Are we going to get rid of the actual person? What's her name? Rebel Wilson? What's the famous actress? Rebel. She going to be called R? Just like Lady Antebellum changed her name from Lady Antebellum to Lady A? Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? Our whole history is going to be, I say our whole history, the United States history is going to be completely, I don't want to say whitewashed, but it's going to be whitewashed. It's going to be pressure washed. It's going to be completely disinfected with what made this country the way it is. Do I yell at you can see I'm on a tirade here. Do we yell at the Japanese people when they come over here to the United States because of what they did to the Pearl Harbor? No, we don't. Do we yell at England people? No, we make fun of them a lot of times. You know, they still call us Yanks. They still call us Yankees when they come over here. The old school ones, but that's come and gone and faded and stuff like that. These are just things that I see these things and I try to keep my mouth shut and I try to see both sides, and I see both sides. I really do. But when you start saying you can't use the word rebel, all right, why? Well, that means Confederacy. No, that means Confederacy to you. To me, I'm a rebel. I'm a turn of the page. I'm down the road. I'm a biker. I'm doing this. I'm not going with society. I'm not doing all that stuff. I'm a rebel. I go against the grain. That's what my term is. That's the way I feel about it. Oh well. So there you go. And one guy who was trying to be a rebel, I want to play this video, and you guys can judge for yourself. This video starts out as it's a police officer. He pulled this young guy over because he was doing you ever seen like cops driving down the road and they're going faster than the speed of the posted speed limit, and they're following a car. Well, there's a reason why they're following a car, because they're probably either running the tag or doing something like that. And you always go, well, look at him. He's speeding up. He's doing whatever. Now, I've had some really good friends of mine, state troopers in Florida and Seminole County sheriff officers, that say if we do not do more than the speed limit, then traffic on the highways won't move. They won't move. They will sit there, and if I do 55 on the highways, on I-4, everyone behind me is going to do 54 because they don't want to pass me. And I'm going to block up. I'm going to cause more accidents than just, driving recklessly. So a lot of police officers will drive faster than the speed of traffic just so they don't cause a bottleneck. They don't cause a disruption in the normal flow of traffic. So this one guy, thought he was a little brave, and he was going to go out there and show this cop the what for. So he flies by him and sticks his finger out the window. Now, this is what's being read in the article. It doesn't show it in the video, but the video is a gem in itself. So the kid flies by and he's like, F you, fuck you, I'm not, fuck you, cop, going faster than the speed that's posted and stuff. And then the cop said, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm just tired of this.
Hey, can I just ask you why you're...
Okay, hold on. I'm just tired of this senseless shit. And this video right here, hold on before I get on. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll make sure I got the right video here. I want you to watch this video here. This guy, he set up the cam. He's one of those guys that sets up the camera. Well, everyone should video record any kind of interaction with the police, especially nowadays. But this guy, he kind of set up the video camera or his cell phone camera in the car to where I guess the cop had no idea what was going on. And you can kind of see at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, cop's head kind of sticks into the window like he's like, hey, man, what's going on? And listen to what he says in the first 15 seconds of this video.
Hey, can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man? I'm running his
So the driver says, why are you riding his butt and speeding like that?
license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding? Can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man? I'm running his license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding? I was only going 60. Speed limit's 40. 50. Signs. Okay. Bye-bye. All right.
See, and he goes, I was running his license plate. And he's like, I was watching you. And he's like going, well, the speed limit's 40. How fast are we going? 60. He's like, speed limit's 40. Get out of here. Bye-bye. And then, guy shot himself in the foot. You ready for this?
Hey, can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man? I'm running his license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding? I was only going 60. Speed limit's 40. 50. Signs. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Favor. Oh, give me the weed, too. No, I have a...
Oh, yeah, see? There you go. He was all free and ready to go, all clear and ready to go. He was going to let him go.
Yeah, I have a medical marijuana card. Step out. I have a card. Step out.
He saw it in plain view. He saw the weed in this guy's car.
All right, stop, man. You want to fucking run your mouth? No problem. You came to the right guy. Step out. All right.
You came to the right guy.
Stop.
Camera's still running. You can hear the traffic going by.
One fact. Are you sharp? No, sir. Where's the marijuana? I have it in my car, but I have a weed card. I have a weed card. 6 feet apart.
I have a weed card. So this is one of those states that allows you to have weed, so you must have a weed card. So I don't know what state this is.
Right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. All right.
You're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
You have a very hostile attitude. No, I really don't. See, the blue car... Yeah, which one? ...was tailing me. Yeah. Well, I was pacing a tractor-trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation because the governor's office has gotten multiple complaints on traffic stops. I know. Okay? I know that. So we're out doing our thing. Okay. He decides to pass me and flip me off.
He flicked him off. Flicked him off.
I'm sorry. All right? Yeah, I'm sorry. So the fuck do you think you are worried about what I'm doing? Okay. You're right. I know.
You're right.
You're right, goddammit.
Sit down. And the guy
Everyone's got something to fucking say.
The guy he pulls out looks like a white guy or something like that.
Mind your own goddamn business. You're fucking speeding. How about I start with that? No shit. I was following that kid for a reason. And if you hadn't done that fucking stupid stunt, I'd be with him right now. But no, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to be a fucking American.
So now
God help you if there's anything illegal in this car.
So now he's got the right to search his car because they already found weed and stuff in it. So now he's searching in the car.
Is it in the original dispensary container?
So I guess part of the thing, if you missed that, do you have weed in the car? Yes. And because you've got a weed card, he said that you have to have it all in its original dispensary container.
What? Is it in the original dispensary container? No. Then you're fucked. How's that sound? No shit. Mind your own fucking business next time.
He's like, no, it's in the. He's like, well, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's called shut the fuck up. I was driving along. I was gonna hit you with a simple citation that I give, but no, you gotta be. You just couldn't fucking shut your mouth. Where you going anyway? Where do you work? Where?
It's called American Pulp.
What's that?
It's
paper?
Yeah, you know, like the liquor bottles and stuff at the.
He's pissed off.
Like the train. I promise you, I only have weed in the car. Honest to goodness, and it's all right here.
He's pissed off.
You ever heard of what a heat seeker is? No. A heat seeker is something that draws attention to itself. Heat-seeking missiles, they go for the heat. Sit the fuck down. Did I tell you to move? Why am I speeding? I'm doing my fucking job. Connecticut General Statute 14-298 allows law enforcement officers to disregard the traffic laws in the performance of their duties. How the fuck am I going to catch a speeder if I'm not speeding?
There you go.
Your job at NASA with physics?
So there you go. He goes through all this stuff. He's like, oh, I got 14 months left of this shit. 14 months left of this shit, and I'm out of here. So he's already fed up. I feel for him. I mean, he's a little stressed out there, but for the most part, I mean, he has every right to be. He doesn't know what's going on in this kid and what things are going on today. I don't know if this is current and stuff, but for the most part, the video itself just gives you an inside idea of what police go through. And you see videos all day long, but I thought this one was a little bit more on the outside. When we come back, I'll get into what you guys should be watching on Netflix. If you watched everything in the world, guess what? There's some stuff coming out and some stuff coming back, which is not hard to say and not easy for me to delegate to you. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio, and click on the social contacts, and make sure you follow us on all those as well. Make sure you follow us, all our sponsors and stuff, and you can find all the banners and links and stuff. Everything that we talked about, everything that we do here on Deacon Live, you can be found on the Prophet Radio website. Now, one thing, by the way, don't forget we have a video for every podcast that you hear. We have a video live here in the studio. So as I'm talking about that video, especially that officer there, you can see what he was doing. And you can follow that as well. Now, one thing, speaking of videos, I think I've tried to watch or just about done watching everything that's come out. A lot of not new stuff is coming out, but there is some new stuff coming out that a lot of people were anxious to see. And one of those things coming out on Netflix is this show right here. Actually,
authorities have initiated a multi-state manhunt for William Butcher.
Oh.
If anyone spots William Butcher or any of his known associates, Marvin Milk, Hugh Campbell, or this man, please call 1-888.
Hold on. I screwed that up. This is not Netflix. This is on Amazon. Well, if they pay my bills, I'd make sure that they were represented correctly. The new season 2 of this show on Amazon is coming back.
Federal authorities have initiated a multi-state manhunt for William Butcher.
If anyone spots William Butcher or any of his known associates, Marvin Milk, Hugh Campbell, or this man, please call 1-888-0-CRIME.
The world still needs superheroes. So let's get out there.
Let's take these cocksuckers down.
We are famous now.
Don't you worry. Daddy's home. I know we've been through some shit together.
Welcome to the first supermarket in the world that gives you money. $5,000. And we give it away time and time again. Since $5,000 is serious money, you have to do some serious shopping to earn that $5,000. The whole idea is to shop faster and smarter than the next person. Go ahead, grab everything you can get your hands on. Then fill up your cart as high as you can. Sure, it may look like hard work, but you know what? It's a lot of fun, too. When you win the $5,000, sometimes you get carried away, and sometimes you'll even be moved to tears. So get ready, because you never know what's going to happen on Supermarket Sweep. Are you ready?
So Supermarket Sweep has been picked up by Netflix for 15 episodes. That's right, the 1990s hit show before the whole pandemic and staying at home and being not allowed to touch each other or touch anything in the public stores and stuff allows you to go up and down the aisles grabbing stuff, food and prizes to win the big $5,000 at the end of the show. Now, one of the things is, the funniest part is, it's like a time capsule. It is, the hairstyles, the prices of stuff, and it's just amazing. Remember the last time gas was 92 cents? Well, in this time, 92 cents was very expensive for a gallon of gasoline. So when you see the prices on stuff, gallon of milk, gallon of milk's $1.13. Everyone's like, what? I'd paid for anyway. So there you go. Supermarket Sweep is on Netflix, and there's 15 episodes on there. It's a great time capsule to watch for those stuck at home looking at their grocery bill and comparing it to what they picked out on the show as well. On that note, I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for, you know what? Before I let you go, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us, emailing me all your stories and topics that you'd like me to talk about here on DeaconLive. And the way you do that is go to Deacon. You can email me, deacon@prophetradio.com. Or if you want to be heard here on the air, just go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the Be Heard section. Opens up a microphone on your tablet, your PC, your smartphone. And it comes right here to my email address, and we play it here on the air. On behalf of you guys listening to us, I'll let you get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night, and good night.
Wait, come back! This is the end, the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.